Hello everybody and welcome back to the new VR news. As always, I am Mateo311 and this is your one channel for everything VR related. Today's episode is packed full of information featuring new VR headsets and new VR technology out of CES 2021. This includes a VR headset the size of some steampunk glasses, a $200 cloud-based headset, and finally, one more headset designed to bring us that much closer to the VR oasis. We'll of course also be going over the latest games and much more, so let's not waste any more time and jump right into this. So let's get this started off with yet another contest from Super Bright, the developers of In Death Unchained. This time, they're looking for you to submit a 30-second gameplay video. The first place winner will get an Oculus Quest 2, and the second and third place winners will get to pick a game from the Oculus store. I'll include a link to the official contest below, but if you guys want to get in on this, you gotta move fast because it does end on January 20th. Speaking of moving fast, we're gonna blast through some stories today because this is an action-packed episode. Last week I mentioned we should be getting the official Oculus Quest release date for Gorn, and we did. It's coming on January 28th. So you'll only have to wait 10 more days for some gory arena-based action. Now if you're looking for something you don't have to wait for, we have the release of Baba Yaga. If you're not familiar with Baba Yaga, it's an animated experience from Baobab Studios. This studio has previously released many other animated experiences, my personal favorite being Bonfire, but Baba Yaga features an all-star cast, including Daisy Ridley, Kate Winslet, Jennifer Hudson, and Glenn Close. And there was also a virtual red carpet experience held in Alt Space. It's pretty amazing to see a VR event like this featuring such prominent actresses. This also shows how VR is an excellent alternative to real-life events during this current pandemic we're experiencing. Now another new release that we just got is a new music pack for synth riders. Synthwave Essentials 2 features songs by Muse and some incredible synthwave classics. The song Algorithm is a must-play for fans of this game, as it's a completely unique audio-visual experience. Now while I am playing a clip of it in the background, it really doesn't do it justice, and you'll have to try it for yourself. Now another update I have to mention is for the remake of System Shock 2. We just recently received confirmation that this game will be playable in VR. System Shock 2 was originally released in 1999, and it's touted as one of the best first-person role-playing games ever made. For many of the new VR gamers out there who are too young to have experienced this, it's going to be an amazing experience for them to enjoy, just like the recent Quest releases of games like Doom 3, the original Half-Life, and Return to Castle Wolfenstein. There's no official release date for this just yet, but it is scheduled to release this year. Okay, so before we move on from the game news, I have one more title to mention. I always look through the upcoming releases for new Steam VR games, and while I do skip a lot of titles, every once in a while one stands out to me that I feel like mentioning. Buried Alive, the Annihilation VR is releasing tomorrow on January 19th, and it looks like a fun excuse to decapitate some zombies. Buried Alive is an open world VR shooter. You have the ability to buy and upgrade new weapons, and ultimately how you play this game is completely up to you. You can travel the wilderness trying to learn more about the game's storyline, or shelter in place trying to fend off waves of incoming zombies. I'm definitely intrigued about this game, so we'll have to check it out in the near future. Okay, so first up in the hardware news, we got a glimpse of the Tundra trackers, an alternative to Vive full-body trackers. The trackers are touted as being sleeker, smaller, and better. Let's hope better also includes cheaper, because the current Vive trackers are extremely expensive. Now the on-screen demo shows off some high accuracy tracking, so I don't have any concerns there. The sleeker design does look much easier to wear, and if you've already invested in Vive trackers, these will work in conjunction with those. I'm just hoping they don't require one dongle per tracker, because I already have about 20 USB ports in use. Speaking of full body tracking, someone was actually able to pull this off with the use of two Oculus Quest devices. Before you get too excited, this isn't native full body tracking for the Oculus Quest, and this still requires a PC to work. But with some clever programming, they were able to get full body tracking in VR chat. An original Oculus Quest is acting as a waist tracker, and the original controllers are being used for the feet. The PC VR version of the game is being streamed to an Oculus Quest 2 via virtual desktop. Overall, it's an amazing example of ingenuity, and who knows, maybe we could cannibalize some parts from the original Oculus Quest and turn them into cheap full-body tracking solutions. But let's move on to some actual new hardware. CES just gave us a glimpse of what the future of VR will be. First up is Nolo, which was featuring multiple new headsets. The first was a $200 Oculus Quest 2 alternative designed for cloud-based streaming. It's expected that mobile networks could begin bundling these headsets as part of their service, something we've seen US-based companies attempt in the past, such as Verizon bundling Gear VR with a new phone, but hopefully things go a little bit better for this Nolo device. They also gave us an ODM headset, a design platform that any other hardware producer can use, so they could jump right into standalone VR headset production without the need for in-house research and development. Now, while this might introduce some new mobile alternatives, there's nothing really cutting edge here. Panasonic, on the other hand, showed us just how small a VR headset could be. These steampunk-style glasses are indeed a full VR headset. It features 6 degrees of freedom, IPD adjustment, dual 2560 by 2560 resolution screens that run at 120Hz and feature HDR. And it also includes integrated audio. Now, this is a USB tethered device, so it will require a connection to either a phone or a PC. It's compatible with Steam VR, and overall extremely impressive. This product was featured at CES last year, and the majority of concerns that were brought up, such as weight distribution, have all been resolved. The only remaining issue is the fairly small FOV. It's currently around 70 degrees, and the standard VR headset is usually closer to 100. So the technology might not end up being ideal for gaming, but it's definitely a huge leap forward. Speaking of huge leap forward, the Swiss company Creal is working on perfecting light field technology. Rather than producing their own VR and AR headsets, they rather create a technology that can be adopted by all new headsets. Light field technology solves an issue that all current gen headsets currently have, and that's a fixed focus length. The human eye works by combining 2 distinct techniques. The first is stereoscopic vision, which are 2 slightly offset images from your left and right eye that are converged into one 3D image. This is something the current headsets can do. Now, the second aspect of eyesight is the ability to focus in on specific objects at any distance. So when you're looking directly at an object, that object becomes more clear, and everything else in the foreground is blurred out a bit. Current generation headsets are not capable of reproducing this. But if a headset could, it would equate to better performance, better image quality, and a more realistic experience. Now, it's going to be quite some time before we see this technology integrated into new headsets. They currently have a demo kit, but their compact headset kit isn't expected until the 4th quarter of 2022. So we're going to have to wait over a year to see if this becomes standard technology in new VR headsets. Speaking of new VR headsets, we have one that claims it's going to be able to make VR mainstream. Rather than focusing on games, it wants to bring socialization in VR to a whole new level. It's designed to make spending time with someone in VR feel just like real life. The Unai headset comes with its own dedicated hardware, a small box that you will connect to your home network, and this will allow the headset to connect you to an amazingly stunning virtual world. The headset's also capable of full facial and eye tracking, making it the ultimate social VR headset. Now, we do know this is a wireless headset featuring multiple cameras, but besides that, we don't have any other real information. The product is fairly early in development, and the company's currently recruiting additional help. Now, if they can pull this off, it looks like it could be an amazing product, but is socialization alone enough to sell this? We'll have to wait and see what happens, but I'm definitely going to be keeping an eye on this headset. Now, we did see VR used in some truly unique ways, and a product that blew me away at CES was the robot Reachy. This is a teleoperable robot that can be used to manipulate objects. The project comes from Pollen Robotics, and it is completely open source. You could download the software and customize it. There's a Reachy Unity package that you could use to develop your own software, and all these CAO models are also available online. But if you wanted to buy one and start driving around someone else's house, well, it's going to cost you about 7,000 euros. Overall, though, the applications are pretty limitless, and who knows, maybe one day in the near future, every job could be a stay-at-home job with one of these guys. Okay guys, that was some of the amazing technology shown off at CES 2021. Before we end this video, I do have one additional amazing update that the Oculus Quest 2 is getting. The Oculus Quest will be getting app sharing and multiple user profiles. So if you're a household that shares an Oculus Quest, this makes obvious sense. You don't want everyone logged in and playing under one account. We have different friends. You won't want younger children playing the adult-themed games, nor do you want your kids making you look bad in Population 1. So in the future, you will be able to set up one primary account for your device that will maintain ultimate control, and then there will be secondary user accounts. You'll also have the ability to share out your games to these secondary accounts, and additionally, we're getting the ability to log in under the same account on multiple devices. So if two people in the same house want to play an online game together, they won't need to purchase it twice. Quest 1 could be logged in as a primary account, and the second Quest can be logged in under a secondary account, and you should be able to go online and play together. Obviously, this is an amazing update for the Oculus Quest, one that was much needed and quite obvious because other game systems like Xbox and PlayStation have this feature. So let's all be happy that the Oculus Quest is finally catching up. Okay everybody, that was today's new VR news. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, consider subscribing, and as always, I'll see you guys on next time.